shorthand 80 words per minute, passage number 28. Get ready. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. Start. Mr. Speaker, sir, at the very outset, I would like to express my deep appreciation to all the honorable members who have made their contributions while participating in the debate. With the seal of approval to return the Finance Bill to Lok Sabha, the curtain will drawn for the entire budgetary exercise, which we began for quite some time. Constitutionally, as Rajya Sabha is not empowered to pass the Finance Bill, the technical term that is used for this purpose is written it. For certain reasons, we had to condense the session and do away with the second leg of it. That is why after 2006, the full Finance Bill, including the entire Union budget, is being passed before the 31st March, the end of the financial year. In 2006, we had to do the same thing because of the same situation. Sir, one point was raised by my good old friend. He and me together were in Rajya Sabha for quite some time. I do agree with him that we should have more time for discussing issues relating to money, finance, planning and development. To be very frank, I spent almost 30 years of my life in this house as a member and sometimes as a minister. Even I had the privilege of being the leader of the house as well. But many a time I found that even in the discussions on matters related to money, finance, planning and development, the contribution of Rajya Sabha is not less to that of any other house. But here we shall have to find out a mechanism. It is not a question of apportioning blame because we all are collectively victims of the situations which we ourselves are creating, where non-issues or less important issues are taking more time than the real issues. We shall have to find a way out where constructive, informed, structural discussions and debates on important issues could take place. Sir, the issues which have been raised are substantially of general nature. Some other particular issues have also been referred to. I will respond to them. But before that, I would like to draw the attention of the honorable members to one thing. In the morning, while introducing the Finance Bill, and also the appropriation bill. Why I referred to the crisis in the Middle East or in Japan is not to find a cover to have some excuse that the prices will go up. It is not that. Today my primary concern is about the availability. If you look at our oil requirement, out of 100 million tons imported last year, more than 2/3, that is 67 million tons, came from the Middle East alone. Therefore, if the situation remains unstable there, it is quite natural for anyone to express concern and to hope and try to restore normalcy, peace and stability in the region, because our interests, our vital interests are linked to that. It is not an excuse for us for any cover. Having said that, I would like to address a couple of issues which are of importance and which my good friend, who is also an expert, has also raised and as usual expressed his doubt about the numbers. First of all, I would like to make it quite clear that I do feel that it is rational and logical that the comparison should be between budget estimates and revised estimates. You can take advantage from the revised estimates and point out for your larger allocations for the next year. Now, what happened this year? This year it happened because I got certain advantages which may not be available for every year, but at the same time we will have to appreciate that next year, if these additional resources are not available, this additional allocation may not be possible. Therefore, it is sometimes one time event and you cannot expect to have it. The second question which you have raised is whether the figures provided for GDP growth about the fiscal deficit are correct. I am not expecting very huge foreign investment, but I am substantially encouraged by the trend of domestic savings. A good amount of investment in gross domestic product is possible if the present trend of the domestic savings continue. The marginal balance requirement from the external sources, which will not be more than 1.5 to 2% of GDP, is probably coming despite there being a slowdown of FDI. This level is possible. Therefore, I do hope that it would be possible for us to have this level of growth and trend which you have noticed this year also. For the last 3 to 4 years, we have seen that the agricultural growth in GDP is going to be around 3 to 4%, and we are also assuming that it would be around 4 to 4.5%. Stop.